Picture yourself as a Roman legionary, trudging along dusty imperial roads and across endless battlefields, carrying everything needed for survival on your back. The Sarcina, the legionaries' field pack, represented the cornerstone of Roman military self-sufficiency. This ingeniously organized kit contained provisions, tools, cooking implements, and engineering equipment that allowed soldiers to function with remarkable independence during extended campaigns. Let's examine what these remarkable soldiers carried as they marched toward empire. Unlike modern tactical backpacks with their padded straps and ergonomic design, the Roman Sarcina utilized a different carrying system. Legionaries secured their gear to a wooden carrying pole called a furca, which distributed weight more effectively across the shoulders. This arrangement kept hands free for weapon manipulation while improving load distribution during grueling marches. The design of the Sarcina was both simple and efficient, allowing soldiers to carry their belongings in a balanced way that reduced strain over long distances. The furca pole also acted as a useful tool in itself, capable of supporting tent coverings, aiding in river crossings, or even being used defensively in emergencies. Following Gaius Marius's comprehensive military reforms in the 2nd century BC, Roman soldiers began personally carrying substantially more equipment. This transformation reflected a shift in Roman military logistics as legions became more mobile and less dependent on cumbersome supply trains. Each soldier became his own pack animal, responsible for his own gear, rations, and camp tools. This self-sufficient approach earned legionaries the nickname Marius's Mules as they trudged along bearing loads frequently exceeding 65 pounds. It was not uncommon for these soldiers to march up to 20 miles a day, burdened by both personal and communal supplies, yet still expected to construct fortified camps at the end of each day's journey. Let's inventory the contents of a typical legionary's pack and understand each item's battlefield utility. Every soldier carried a loculus, a small leather pouch containing personal valuables like coins, identification seals, correspondence from home, protective amulets, and sentimental keepsakes. Many troops included small religious tokens believed to offer divine protection during combat. The loculus was often carefully arranged and secured, symbolizing not just a soldier's worldly possessions, but his connection to family, faith, and Rome itself. For protection against harsh weather conditions, each legionary packed a panula, a thick hooded cloak, or a sagum, a shorter military cape. These garments proved essential during winter campaigns or when stationed in rainy northern provinces. The heavy wool fabric provided warmth and could double as bedding during cold nights in the field. Legionaries were trained to adapt these garments for multiple uses, such as creating makeshift shelters or using them as padding when sleeping on rough terrain. Soldiers packed compact cooking vessels, including a small pot and patera shallow dish, allowing them to prepare meals from field rations. Food represented a critical challenge during extended marches, making these basic cooking implements essential for maintaining nutrition and morale. The patera often served as both a cooking dish and an eating bowl, demonstrating the Roman preference for efficient multi-purpose equipment. Legionaries commonly cooked over simple campfires or coals, and meals were often communal, reinforcing the bond between soldiers who shared the hardships of campaign life. Legionaries typically carried provisions sufficient for at least 3 days on the march. Their standard rations centered around grains, usually wheat or barley, that could be ground into flour for bread or cooked into porridge alongside pulse, a common cereal mash. These grains were both lightweight and long-lasting, forming the staple of the Roman diet. Preserved meats, usually salted or dried to prevent spoilage, supplemented their diet with protein, while hard cheese and olive oil provided crucial calories and fats necessary for endurance. Dried figs and nuts served as energy-dense portable snacks that could be eaten quickly during short breaks in marching or battle preparations. Many soldiers carried watered-down wine, which served the dual purpose of hydration and water purification, as it helped make often contaminated sources of water safer to drink. The wine also offered comfort and a sense of normalcy, reminding soldiers of their homes across the vast Roman Empire as they marched toward distant frontiers. Every soldier contributed to establishing nightly fortified encampments after each day's march. The process was a remarkable demonstration of Roman discipline and organization, as every man in the legion knew his precise role in constructing the temporary camp that would serve as both shelter and fortress. Their engineering toolkit included the dolabra, a versatile combination pickaxe and axe used for excavation, timber cutting, and even shaping defensive stakes. Alongside the dolabra, soldiers carried shovels and hoes for trench digging and ground leveling, wicker baskets for transporting earth, and handsaws for cutting lumber used in camp construction. These tools allowed the legion to build defensive fortifications with astonishing speed, often completing entire fortified camps within a few hours after an exhausting day's march. Rope and iron hooks played an important role as well, facilitating the rapid assembly of tents, securing supplies, and even enabling makeshift bridging operations when rivers or rough terrain blocked their path. Roman soldiers also packed sharpened wooden stakes, which were essential for constructing defensive perimeters around their encampments. These stakes, driven into the ground in staggered rows, formed formidable barriers designed to deter enemy assaults and surprise attacks during the night. This system of temporary fortification, known as a castra, became one of the most distinctive features of Roman military efficiency and a key element in the army's defensive strategy. Multi-purpose rope was another indispensable tool, used for securing loads during marches, creating snares for hunting small animals, constructing temporary shelters, and reinforcing defensive structures. Leather straps were equally valuable, serving not only to fasten and carry equipment, but also to repair armor and weapons in the field, ensuring that no soldier's gear failed in the midst of battle. Legionaries carried maintenance supplies for their lorica segmentata, the segmented plate armor that protected the torso, and their caligae, the sturdy military boots studded with hobnails for traction on uneven terrain. These repair kits typically included spare nails, leather patches, and simple but effective tools like awls and small hammers, allowing soldiers to perform essential field repairs and keep their gear in fighting condition. The ability to maintain their own equipment gave Roman troops a distinct advantage over less organized enemies, as the legion could remain battle-ready for long campaigns far from established supply depots. For cooking and warmth, soldiers packed fire-starting implements that were simple yet effective. Flint and steel generated sparks, while dry kindling or plant fibers acted as tinder to ignite flames quickly even in damp conditions. Once a fire was established, metal skewers and hooks were used to roast meat or suspend cooking pots over the heat. The communal campfire not only provided sustenance, but also offered warmth and camaraderie, reinforcing morale after a day of hard marching or combat. Even while campaigning, Romans maintained surprisingly high standards of personal hygiene, a habit that contributed to their overall health and discipline. Each soldier carried basic grooming implements, including combs to remove dirt and lice, and razors, as military regulations required clean-shaven faces to promote uniformity and hygiene. Cloths and sponges were used for washing, while olive oil served as a natural cleanser and moisturizer. The oil was often applied to the skin and then scraped off with a strigil, a curved metal tool that removed sweat, dirt, and dead skin. Soldiers also carried small supplies of medicinal herbs such as coriander and garlic, which served multiple purposes, from treating minor wounds and infections to repelling insects in the humid climates of foreign provinces. In addition to their food rations, every soldier carried a personal water container, typically crafted from leather or metal. Some preferred wineskins filled with diluted wine, which was not only more palatable but also safer to drink than water from uncertain sources, as the alcohol content helped purify it. This small but vital provision ensured that soldiers remained hydrated throughout long marches and battles, where exhaustion and heat could easily take their toll. Though not stored within the Sarcina itself, legionaries carried their weapons and defensive equipment ready for immediate use. This included their gladius, the short stabbing sword ideal for close combat, the pilum, a heavy javelin designed to penetrate shields and armor, and their scutum, the large rectangular shield that offered excellent protection in formation. These arms were a constant reminder of their readiness for battle and the discipline that defined the Roman military machine. So, I'll ask you, if you found yourself marching with the Roman legion, which of these items would you consider most indispensable? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Roman military life, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more historical deep dives. Until our next expedition into the ancient world.